Poulet Chasseur, or pan-roasted chicken in a tomato, wine, and mushroom sauce. Again, we're using our chicken thighs, our skin-on, bone-in chicken thighs, and of course we have to remove the bones for this particular recipe. Chicken thighs give a nice balance between protein and fat, which is important on a low-carb or keto diet. With a sharp knife, carefully flay the flesh away from the bone and remove the bone and all cartilage. You could ask your butcher to do this for you, but it's not that difficult, and I always save the bones anyway for making bone broth later. These thighs have been brined and air dried in the refrigerator for better flavor and crispier skin. Now we're going to paillard or flatten the chicken thighs between two pieces of cling wrap, and we'll do this for each and every chicken thigh for this particular recipe. Pounding the meat to a uniform thickness allows for faster and more even cooking. The final thickness of the meat after you pound it should be around 3/8 of an inch thick or so. Season both sides with salt and pepper. And remember, if this chicken has been brined, go a little lighter on the salt because it will already have salt in the flesh. Be sure to sanitize anything that you've touched with your hands after touching the raw chicken. As with chicken bones, I keep parsley stems in the freezer for making stock. The best method I've found for keeping the parsley that you're not going to use is to lay it out on a paper towels, roll it up, and put it in a Ziploc bag. This can be put in the refrigerator, and the parsley will keep for roughly 2 to 3 weeks. Mince the parsley and the tarragon and set aside. We always add the fresh herbs in at the last of the preparation so they retain their color and a brightness of flavor. Dry herbs, on the other hand, are added in at the beginning of the cooking process to help them develop their flavor and aromas. Using a sharp knife, mince the shallot and set aside. Also, any pieces of shallot that you cut off ends or tips, you can save again for making stock later. That might seem like a lot of trouble, but I'm old school, waste not, want not. When you buy garlic at the grocery store, look for the bulbs that have not been trimmed too close. It's a good indication that they have not come from China. I should say that most apple juice for children's apple juice drinks come from China, and God only knows what they spray on it. Same with the garlic. It's best avoided if possible. You don't wash mushrooms, but rather you brush the dirt off with a clean towel. I'm just quartering these portobellos and putting them in with the other pre-washed and pre-chopped mushrooms I bought at the store. The grease I'm using is rendered chicken fat, or sometimes what's referred to as schmaltz. Once the grease is good and hot, lay the chicken flesh side down in the hot grease away from you and saute for approximately 1 minute. Once the skin starts to turn a nice golden brown, remove the chicken to a 500-degree oven for 6 to 10 minutes. See the recipe for the exact cooking times. Using the leftover chicken fat, we've started to sweat the shallots and the herbes de Provence. I'm going to add to that ghee, which is clarified butter. I always use French brandy or cognac to flambe my dishes. I don't generally use American brandies because they can have added vanilla flavors which are not helpful. Make sure the brandy flame is thoroughly out before you pour in the white wine. It's possible the wine could ignite. Add a pinch of salt to the mushrooms to help draw the moisture out as you're sauteing them. Saute the mushrooms over medium heat until they're almost dry and the liquids are evaporated. Add in the tomatoes and stir. Also, now's when you add in the garlic. Add in the chicken stock. Set the heat to high and reduce. Once the chicken comes out of the oven, go ahead and turn it over flesh side down and then tint it with some aluminum foil and keep it warm till the sauce is finished and you're ready to serve. We are going to enrich the sauce with a roasted chicken demi-glace by More Than Gourmet that can be found on Amazon. The use of demi-glace is a classic French method for enriching and thickening sauces without having to have a roux, which of course we cannot use if we're going low carb because of the flour. Add in tomato paste for additional body and thickening power, and we're also going to put in a spritz of lemon juice to enhance the flavor. Lemon juice and vinegar, like all acids, are flavor enhancers. Okay, let's taste it and see what we got. And yeah, we got it. That's good. If your sauce gets too dry before service, just add in a little extra chicken stock and re-wet it. It'll reconstitute nicely. Okay, it's service time. We got to finish the sauce by adding in our fresh herbs, the tarragon and parsley, and then we're going to mount the sauce with butter. We're going to cut the heat off, throw in a few pats of butter and emulsify it into the sauce. Put down a layer of sauce on each plate and place on top of that one of the chicken thighs. Or you could arrange them all on a single serving platter and sauce them at one time. Spoon a little of the sauce over the top, and then you can garnish with a little bit of the reserved parsley. We're serving this with our low carb cream spinach and roasted cherry tomatoes. We want to finish it with a little fleur de sel, and then it's ready to serve. Bon appetit. For these and other low-carb recipes, check out cheftylerbacon.com. Thank you very much.